Hello, Mr. Benora here. I have been tasked with making a flyer for the Runnymede Summer Program, announcing these dates and camps here on the left side of my screen. I'm going to show you how to use a Google Drawing to make this type of flyer. So the first thing I want to do is give this thing a nice bold title. So I go to Insert, Word Art, and I'll title this Runnymede Summer Program. Now, by default, you get this light blue, very nice little shape or color, but I'm not real thrilled with it. So I'm going to change that light color, that blue, because it's a summer program, to something yellow. The next thing I want to do is go over here to line weight. When you mouse over it, it's next to the pencil. You see the word line weight pop up. Now, 1px 1 point is nice, but I think 2 kind of makes that those words pop a little bit more. If I go too high with my line weight, let's say to 24, that's all you can see. So we're going to move back to a 2-point line weight. Looks good. The next thing I want to do is consult my list over here on the side. And you see how this is in the gray space? That means whatever is over here is not going to show up on my Google Drawing in its final version. So this is like a nice little workspace you can use. Anyway, June 26th to the 30th is our basketball camp. Ooh, that sounds fun. So let's go back to our handy Insert button. Insert. And this time we're going to go to Image. We're going to search basketball. And I get tons of basketballs that pop up. If you're looking for a basketball with more of an orange hue, you can hit the orange button. More yellowy basketballs. But I like to see the spectrum of what comes up, so that's why I'm not filtering by color. Anyway, this basketball looks awesome. And I've inserted it. And if you notice, even though it's this whole square is the image, behind it is transparent. That means it's a PNG file, which allows for transparency wherever the image is not. I like PNGs a lot. All right, so here's my basketball. Now, I guess my next choice is, do I want to insert more word art, or do I want to put a text box in when I'm announcing this? I'm going to go with word art because it's easy to manipulate. I can really kind of change it, and I don't have to constantly go back and just change the font size to do what I want. So, insert word art again, and I'm going to write basketball camp. Now, if you see, use enter to save, use shift plus enter for multiple lines. Now I want another line, so I'm going to hold shift and then hit enter. All right, so basketball camp, June 26th through the 30th. And then I hit enter, and there's my word art. Now that's way too big, so I can squish it, and then I can put it on top of my basketball. I think I'd like to bold that because it's not super clear. That looks much better. And the next thing I want to do is, again, flip this to this nice yellow color. Now, this doesn't look exactly even on the basketball, but when I mouse over and move it over a little bit, I get my 2 red lines that are intersecting. When they intersect, that means that's the middle. Now I can highlight these 2 and move them wherever I want. If I click on the words and move them by themselves by accident, Control-Z will get me back to where I need to be. Also, that's the undo arrow and the redo arrow up here. Same thing. Our next camp is field hockey. So just like I did with basketball, we're going to go to a field hockey camp. But let's do this one in reverse. So now I have basketball camp June 26th through the 30th here. If I hit Control-D, that duplicates what's already there. I like to duplicate because now my font is already the same, my colors are the same, my line weight is the same, and it's a good place to start. So I'm going to double click on basketball camp. And I'm going to replace the word basketball with the words field hockey. And this one's not June 26th to the 30th. Oops. Hit enter by mistake. Field hockey camp. Hit enter by mistake. You got to hold that shift if you want a new line. All right. Shift enter. and that is July 10th to the 14th. There we go. Now I have that there. So we need to insert an image. And we're not looking for basketball this time. We're looking for field hockey. All right. And again, these images are free and open to use. I don't want to use a picture of someone playing field hockey or a field hockey field. I think the best image is this one right here. Nice and generic. All right. And again, this is a nice PNG image. Now, if you notice, there are 2 lines next to the basketball and 2 lines that showed up on the size of this image here. Those 2 lines mean these 2 images are the same size, which is perfect because I'd like them to be the same size. Again, we're going to center these here, and we're going to pause this video. Yes! And we're back. All right, so if you look at this image of the field hockey camp and my field hockey player here, the words field hockey camp and July 10th through 14th are actually under this other image. And I can't move it anyway that will make it look the opposite, unless I right click. Now remember, with your Chromebook, to use the trackpad, you take 2 fingers and you click at the same time, and that brings up your right click menu. You go to order, and you can click send to back. Now my field hockey player is behind the words field hockey camp, July 10th through the 14th. And that's a way to make that look better. All right, so we have basketball, we have field hockey, we also have baseball and softball. So again, I'm going to take the words basketball camp, I'm going to do a Control D. I've duplicated, and then I use my arrow keys to move that down there. I'm going to insert an image. We're going to search baseball, softball, and hope that something comes back with a combination of the 2. I do like that. I guess that could be a baseball or a softball. It says it's a softball, baseball. Yeah, so either or. We'll select that and insert that. Excellent. Oh, this one's actually really neat. It's hollow, not only, or it's transparent, not only outside that, but also inside that. And remember, those 2 lines on either side of the image and either side of the other 2 images show me that this is now the same size as the other 2. I put it here and in the middle. And you know what? I like my baseball standing upright, so I'll grab that circle and rotate it. Now again, I have this issue where my words are behind the other image. This time I'll click the words and I'll go to order and bring to front. Now my words are on top of that baseball / softball. The only thing we got to change, baseball and softball camp. You know what? Baseball and softball, that's a lot on that line. So I'm going to shift enter and put camp on that line like that. Now I want to make sure we can center it on the baseball, softball. And we're going to move this in a little bit. All right. And our last one is cheerleading. Let's duplicate the field hockey this time. Duplicate, use the arrow keys to lower. Oh no, I forgot to change the dates for the baseball softball camp. Because it's not June, that's the basketball one. So this is July 17 to the 21st. Better. And you know what, since that's on the same line, I may actually drop a colon in there so you can tell. Yeah, that looks cleaner. All right, now this is not a field hockey camp. This is cheer leading camp. Now Google does not like the word cheerleading as one word, but we all know it's one word, so we'll leave it as that. And this is going to be July 24th through the 28th. There you go. And I guess our last image is going to be insert image, and we're going to search. We don't want baseball, softball anymore. We want cheerleading. And I think that's probably going to be our best image. All right. Oh, and we have to order, send back. All right. Now, I don't know if I like those two because we have those are our two outlines, and then these are our two actual basically pieces of equipment there. So we're going to take this and this. We're going to flip them. Oops. Now that's in line with that. And I think that looks pretty good. Now, the last thing I can do, we have a lot of open space here in the center. I can either choose to make these all bigger, or I can insert a text box and do things like location, time, what else is relevant information? Maybe parking. Really, whatever else I want to put on this flyer, I can add here in the center. Then I can use my normal font tools. Excuse me. I can use my normal font tools to basically, adjust these to how I like. Right? And that is how you make a flyer using Google Drawings.